This segment of Delmarva Life is brought to you by Peninsula Regional Medical Center.
We're taking some time to learn about Lou Gehrig's disease, or ALS. It's been described as a disease that takes little by little and slowly leads to death.
As a matter of fact, we have seen it firsthand through the years. We've welcomed patients who were guests to Historic Studio D to share their stories, only to find out a few months later that their brave battle had ended.
But we're not focusing on the grim numbers today. We're focusing on hope. And the root of that hope can be found at PRMC, where the hospital's ALS clinic was recently certified as a recognized treatment center, the first in the state of Maryland.
And with us this afternoon to tell us more about that, this is PRMC's ALS coordinator, Sandra Yanelaitis-Severin, and community engagement manager with the ALS Association, Jonathan Galston. Thank you so much.
Good evening.
For joining us this afternoon. It's good to have you here.
Thank you for having us.
So let us back up just a step. What are the basics of ALS? What is ALS?
ALS is a progressive neurodegenerative disease that affects the nerve cells, or more specifically, the motor neurons that control basic muscle functionings in the body, such as speaking, eating, swallowing, movement, and even breathing. In cases of ALS, the motor neurons die off, and then people basically lose those basic functionings or those muscle functions. They're not sure what causes it to begin with. 90% of the cases are sporadic or unknown. 5 to 10% cases are familial or could be inherited from a family member. And even our military members are twice as likely as the general population to be affected by it.
That's interesting. Now, as of right now, there's no cure, but there have been advancements in ALS?
There has been recent advancements, especially with a newer medication that's on the market. There's currently only 4 medications approved by the FDA at the moment that help improve the survivability and allow patients to live longer with ALS and help manage the symptoms. There's also a lot of research trials out there that are involved, especially thanks to the Ice Bucket Challenge back in 2014 that helped raise awareness and also helped brought in a lot more money for funding as far as research goes. So you're going to be seeing a lot more development in the area of like genetics, and stem cell treatment therapy especially is being utilized. But until they figure out the cause or what's multiple causes, you know, we're running into that wall there.
Jonathan, we're not ignoring you, I promise. let me ask you real quick, how does PRMC help ALS patients?
PRMC offers a multidisciplinary clinic. For those not familiar with ALS clinics in general, multidisciplinary clinics usually consist of teams that are specialized in treating of ALS, be it usually involves like a neurologist specifically knowledgeable of that disease, a pulmonologist with breathing, respiratory therapist, nursing, physical occupational speech therapy, a dietitian, chaplain, and also usually work with other DME needs for the patients based on each case. Every individual case is different, so it's specifically tailored to each patient, and instead of seeing multiple doctors, appointments and stuff, they can all be seen in one appointment.
Have you seen improvements in your patients?
We've seen some improvements as far as medication, allowing patients to live longer. I believe the biggest key is for patients to get into a clinic as soon as they are diagnosed, and quicker diagnosing time. Our ultimate goal is to improve quality of life for those patients, for their caregivers, families, and loved ones. It's a very devastating illness, so the sooner that they are informed and given the resources that they need for it, then better quality of life for those patients.
Okay, so the national designation, a certified ALS clinic at Peninsula Regional Medical Center, what exactly does that mean?
The recognized treatment center that was given to us by the ALS Association is a certification that says that we've met a certain set of standards and components that go into meeting these patients' needs. It allows us to be provided with more funding and resources for the patients, and what the treatment, or what the recognized treatment center designation ultimately shows is that we have a whole multidisciplinary team of nursing and allied health professionals that are dedicated to ALS patients, a neurologist that is known for, or that has a specific knowledge base as far as treating those patients, and also continuing improvement processes.
All right, Jonathan, you're up.
Go.
Let's talk about how the community can help this weekend.
Yes, this upcoming weekend on April 27th, we have the ALS Walk to Defeat at Winter Place Park. It's going to be a really good event. It is one of our signature national programs. It's a very family-friendly event. Everyone is more than welcome to attend. We have plenty of teams that come that are individual fundraisers, corporate fundraisers, and we also have corporate sponsors this year.
Wow, there's a lot going on, isn't there?
Yes.
All right, so give us the wheres and the whens.
Where's and when? Salisbury Park, check-in begins at 11 o'clock, the walk begins at noon.
Okay, so that's
Winter Place Park?
Yes, Winter Place Park.
Yeah, yeah. And with the community support, do you think that someday we can see a cure for ALS?
That is the goal. That is definitely the goal. Until then, we will continuously to provide free services from the DC Maryland chapter, which includes, assisting people with not sponsorship benefits, assisting with healthcare benefits,
right,
adaptive technologies, and we also, as of right now, we assist over 700 people affected by the condition, as well as 100 veterans.
Wow.
It takes a village.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Sandra, Jonathan, thank you so much.
Yes.
Wonderful talking
Thank
to you.
you.
Thank you for having us.
Doing too.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.